Hey Patrick,
Oh, yeah, how can I help you?
can you help me schedule something in a room here?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on with me. To get started, you're going to go to the parish website at stsebs.org. Here on the home page, there's a button that says Parishioner Login. Once you click on that button, that will take you to our new church management system. You're going to log in with an email address that is on file with the parish. If you're not sure what email that is, or if you're having trouble logging in, please contact us for help. I'm going to go ahead and log in with a test account that I've set up for this training. Once you're logged in, you'll be able to see a number of things related to your involvement at the parish. If you go to your profile, you can see information that we have on file for you, including all of the groups that you're in, ministries you serve in, contact information, members of your family, and more. This is my test account, and I can see the individual children that I have on my account, as well as other information that we have on file here at the parish. In order to manage events, you have to go into Groups. Groups is available on the left-hand side. Here you'll see all groups that you are a member of. St. Sebastian Parish is a group that everybody is in so that we can send out parish-wide announcements. You'll also see individual groups that you are part of. I'm going to use the Welcome group as the example for this training, so I'll click into that group. On the group page, you can see who the leaders of the group are, as well as a picture or logo once it's uploaded, and a group description. In order to do those things, as a leader of the group, I can go to Edit Group Settings. On this page, we can add a photo or a logo, a description of the group, as well as change settings about how the group works. For example, in this group, we want all the members to be able to interact with each other. But we could also change it to announce only if we wanted the group leaders to be able to send messages, and that's it. We want to make sure that logged in users can see the group so they can interact with it. And then here's where you can change settings about what group members can do in the group and what emails they receive. Once we go back to the page for the group, we can also look at the participants list and see who is a member of the group. Please note that contact information is only visible to group leaders, as well as to anybody who you have designated can see your contact information. Make sure to review your settings in the website to ensure what contact information is shared. I'm going to go ahead and click on View Group Calendar to book my event. If I go to Create Event, that allows me to put in an event title. It will default to the group that I'm in, the Welcome group. The event organizer will appear as me. This is my test account. But if I want another one of the group leaders to be the organizer, I can choose them out of the drop-down here. I'm going to pick a date and a time. If my event repeats, for example, on the third Tuesday of every month, I can click Make this event repeat, and it will allow me to put in those settings. I then want to make sure to check Add Rooms and Resources since I need to book a room on the parish campus. And I can put in how much time I need for setup and cleanup in these fields here. In the description, you want to put a description of your event that is suitable for the public to read. This description will appear in the parish app and within the church management system for other logged in users, and sometimes it will appear on the parish website. So you want to make sure that it's a polished description of your event. If you want people to be able to RSVP for your event with no approval, you leave this box unchecked. But if you want to be able to approve who is coming to the event, you'll want to check this box. I'm going to go ahead and click Create now, but I'm not done. There's an important next step. Once you see this banner that says Welcome Group Meeting was created, you want to click on Manage Event. On this Manage Event page, you'll see that the event approval is pending. Members of the parish staff will review all event requests and approve them as we are able. In order to request your rooms, you want to click on the Rooms and Resources tab and click the Request Rooms and Resources button. Here you're going to see a list of all rooms on our campus separated by this part of the building they're in: church, school, outside, off-site, and parish house. If a room is not available for the time that you are requesting, it will be grayed out. You won't be able to select it. We also have resources, but we'll get to resources in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and drag the adult formation room into my rooms box. If you want to request a specific room layout, you can do that here, but please keep in mind that we will not always be able to accommodate all layout requests, but we'll communicate with you about that. If you have specific setup notes for this room, you can enter them here. And then click Done. Now you've booked the adult formation room. Let's go ahead and say that this event is going to be big enough that we need another space. So I'm going to go ahead and add the multi-purpose room as well. You'll notice once I add a second room that there is a star next to the adult formation room. That's the primary room for your event, and that's what's going to show up as the place that the event is taking place for anybody who goes to register. If we want to change that, if we want the multi-purpose room to be the primary room, I'm just going to go ahead and click the star next to that room, and it will make it be the first room in the list. All right, let's talk about resources. There are 3 types of resources available: doors, equipment, and personnel. Doors are important because you want people to be able to get into the building. If you click on a door, it will tell you which door that is. So door 14 is at 1725 North 54th Street, and it goes into the gathering space. Door 11 is the Washington Boulevard gathering space entrance, and so forth. To reserve doors to be open, you're going to drag the door over to additional resources. Under equipment, you'll see a number of AV systems that we have at the parish. If you click on the name of the equipment, it will tell you what it comes with. So let's say that I want the medium screen TV in the multi-purpose room for my event. I'm going to go ahead and drag the medium screen TV into the multi-purpose room, and now it's there. And that's what tells our team to set that up in that space for you. We also have personnel. Ambassador is mainly for outside groups who use the space. That's a person familiar with St. Seb's who can help open and close and interface with the outside group. If you need help with AV, you can request an AV technician who will help with video and sound systems. And if you're planning a mass, you can request a sacristan who is a trained person who can help set up for the mass. And if you click on the personnel, it will again tell you what they do. I'm going to go ahead and add the AV technician to my event. I can then enter general setup notes. And my estimated attendance. This is now a complete room and resource request, so I can click Save. And you'll note that all of those rooms and resources will now show up on your event page. However, they say pending, and that's because staff has to go through and evaluate your request to make sure that we can accommodate it. You'll get an email from the system when your event and when your rooms and resources are approved. The next thing I want to look at is the attendance tab. This allows us to designate an attendance setting that we can use to mark attendance for our event after the fact. So you want to click on attendance settings and choose the grouping appropriate for your event. So in this case, I'm going to click meetings. You can also choose to send leaders a reminder to take the attendance. We don't recommend checking this box because it will cause your event to not actually show up. The next thing we're going to do is look at the Publish tab. This indicates what calendars the event will show up on. It will always show up on the group calendar to group leaders, but you can choose to publish it to 2 other calendars that we make available. The public calendar appears on the public St. Seb's website. For this reason, you will need to request to add your event to the public calendar. We don't publish all of the events on our public calendar because we don't want the website to become cluttered. But signature events and things that we want to make sure other people from outside the parish know about will be approved for the public calendar. The church-wide calendar is a calendar that's visible to everybody in the parish as long as they are logged into the app or the church management system. So most other events will show up on the church-wide calendar. You can just click Add to Calendar for your event to show up there. And you can click Request to Add for the public calendar, and we'll go through and approve that request. All right, so this is all we can do for this event so far because it needs to be approved. But let's go to an event that happened in the past, and we can look at some of the other things we can do with events. So if I go back to my calendar, first of all, if I scroll to July, I'm going to see the event that I just created. This is on my personal calendar. If I change the calendar to campus-wide calendar, you'll see everything that's been published to the church calendar for these particular days. And you can go in and look at the information about these events. If you go to family calendar, that will show you everything that you or members of your family are involved in. But for now, I'm going to go back to my calendar. And this is the event we just created. There's an orange dot next to it because it still needs approval. But if we go back to June, you'll see an event that was in the past. And if I go into that event, I can do a couple other things. If people were to have RSVP'd to this event, they would have showed up here. People can RSVP through the app or the church management system, or you can add the people to the event yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and add a person, myself, to this event. So now you can see that I was on the guest list for this event. If I go to the attendance tab now, since the event is in the past, I can click on record attendance. And now I can choose who actually showed up to the event. I can add a head count for other people who are not on the list. I can even talk about what happened in the event by typing notes in these boxes. At the bottom, you can choose to send an email of the summary of the event to either just the group leaders, the entire group and the leaders, or no one. So in this case, I'm going to send an email to the entire group. And then back on this screen, you can see that 8 people attended and that the email was sent out to the entire group. This concludes the training on how to manage events in your group. Please reach out if you have any questions. We're always happy to help.